Okay, so this is a bit of a new setup, a bit weird. I've got new posters. The table's gone. I'm not using that anymore. It's now somewhere else in my room. And new posters, I've got The Flash and Batman vs Superman. And by the way, if you thought the Batman vs Superman talk was over, it's not over. Well, not for me, because I still have a lot to say about not just the movie, but the future of the DC Extended Universe. But this video won't be, I won't be really talking about the movie because I've already talked about it in my Batman v Superman spoiler talk. Everything that you ever wanted to know about my opinions on it are in there. Now I'm going to go in depth on, should Zack Snyder be helming at all? Should DC be doing what they're doing? These are the questions that must be asked, and it's what we're going to discuss in this, well, I will discuss in this video, all my thoughts, everything. But anyway, let's do this thing as I try to adapt to this new setup, and I'm pretty sure that you're doing the same thing, because it's very new. I don't think this will last that long. Maybe it will, I don't know, but I'm testing it out, I'm trying it out. Let's just see if it works. If it doesn't work for you, and if it doesn't work for me, well then I'm bringing the table back. But yeah, anyway, so a few weeks ago, well more than a few weeks ago, because this video is a bit late, what happened is I saw a bunch of these articles being released on the internet about Zack Snyder being booted off the Justice League, and this came as such a surprise to me because Justice League at the time when I saw the article was only a few weeks away from filming. Right now they're filming, probably, and I was so surprised, I was so shocked, and for a good reason, because I don't like where Zack Snyder is taking the DC Cinematic Universe. We'll get more into that later. But I was so shocked to see this, and then I saw articles like saying that George Miller was being the director. I saw a lot of articles saying that, and then I started to see other articles saying that Ben Affleck was the director, that Christopher Nolan was the director, that other people were the director, and I was like, okay, that's when I started to, get the idea. That's when I started to get it. Okay, this is a rumor. But then I heard about this certain thing. When I came across a certain article that was discussing the petition that fans had created to boot Zack Snyder off the DC Extended Universe, to get him off the Justice League. And I do think that this will work, mainly because the petition now has about this many supporters. At the time of this video it's probably a little bit more, but still, that's a lot of supporters to get a director off a movie. That is insane. For goodness sake. You don't think that so many people would be so passionate about something like this, and like just a bunch of movies. Like, you'd think that people would be more concerned about economic issues and stuff like that. But no, we've got a petition with over 16,000 supporters to get Zack Snyder off helming the Justice League movie and stuff like that. And I do think that this will work. Maybe not for part 1 of Justice League, but I do think that definitely Warner Brothers and DC will take a step back and reevaluate their plan, because it doesn't look like it's working so far. But I still think that they're going to get him off part 2, like get someone else, because like I think it's pretty obvious that Justice League will be like the one thing that will either make or break the DC Extended Universe. Stupid frickin' truck, shut the hell up! Gosh, don't you hate that? You're trying to shoot a frickin' video and then you got a frickin' stupid truck driving or being loud and piece of shit. Really gets on my nerves. Anyway, where was I going? What was I talking about? Oh yeah, and I totally agree with the petition. I have signed it myself. I haven't promoted it. I guess this is sort of my promotion for it. I'm talking about it, so I'm kind of letting you guys know about the petition if you didn't know about it. Anyway, it's a petition on change.org. Search up Zack Snyder on the search bar of the website, and it should literally be the first one that comes up. I even got my mum to frickin' sign. She hasn't even seen the Batman vs Superman yet. The reason why I agree with the petition and why I support it and stuff like that is because I personally don't like where Zack Snyder is taking these heroes, because I have grown up with these heroes more than Marvel. I hardly even knew about Marvel when I was a little boy, but I definitely knew about Justice League. I knew about Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, just about all of them. The Flash, all of them. I grew up with Justice League, the Batman animated series, Superman animated series, Young Justice, Teen Titans, all of that stuff. I loved it. Even the Superman movie and the Batman movie, I grew up with DC, and I think that is I think that's a good thing, because these are original characters per se. Like, I've done a whole video on like DC and Marvel copycats, and you can watch that video because I go in depth on that. But I am glad to say that I grew up with DC. I love these characters, and I, have become a recent comic book reader, fan. I love comic books now. Most of my comic books are DC comic books, so I'll say that, because concerning comic books, DC makes some pretty damn good comic books. Maybe not movies, but their comic books are up there. And when I see something like Batman v Superman come on the screen, and see these characters handled in such a way that isn't true to the spirit of these characters, then it makes me feel bad and makes me feel sad, because is it too much to ask for a great movie about some characters that I grew up with and that I absolutely love? Like, is that too much to ask for? Before I even get into, say, like, the tone that Zack Snyder is going for concerning this universe, I have to give DC and Warner Brothers props, because I don't think Marvel have ever let like one director helm the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is kind of what DC is doing with Zack Snyder. They're allowing him to helm pretty much most of it, because he did Man of Steel, he's done Batman v Superman, now he's doing Justice League. So it's a bold move, and choice, but one choice that probably they shouldn't have made, and it's now backfiring on them. And here's why I don't like the way or the road that Zack Snyder is taking these heroes down. The tone that Zack Snyder is setting for this universe is, I think, it's personally too dark, too serious, and too grounded. Like, you can make Batman as grounded and as dark and as serious as you want, and it'll probably make the Batman movie a lot better. Like, it'll probably make a Batman movie better than, say, making him just comic book, out there science fiction stuff. Making Batman a grounded, dark character works every time. But when you try to make when you try to reinvent a character like Superman, which is what DC and Warner Brothers, as we can probably see, they're trying to do that. They're trying to reinvent them, trying to make it different from Marvel, and this is why they're failing. They're trying to be different, and in that way they are kind of succeeding, because they're being different, but they're totally butchering their own characters. Like, everyone blames Zack Snyder. Oh yeah, he's the one that's ruined it all, because they gave DC and Warner Brothers gave it all to him, basically. But ultimately, it was DC's choice to let him do this. They are the ones pushing this forward, wanting to reinvent their characters, but they're going too far. They're going too far away from what was true to the spirit of their characters. Like, they've got Batman. Batman's fine. He is absolutely fine. But characters like Superman and the Flash, trying to reinvent them, make them darker and more realistic, like, come on. Now, this is an analogy that I use every time when talking about this topic, about the tone for the DC Cinematic Universe or Extended Universe, whatever. The analogy is that you got the Flash, right? He is the fastest man alive. He is faster than instant teleportation, okay? And he has certain villains called Captain Cold, Mirror Master, Captain Boomerang. Like, if you try to make a movie about him that's more grounded, darker, and realistic, it's not going to work out, because honestly, how can you make a character like that with villains like that and a story like that Batman? It feels like that's honestly what it feels like. It feels like Zack Snyder and Warner Brothers combined are trying to make the entire cinematic universe Batman, trying to make it dark and realistic because they think that, oh, Batman is a huge success because he's dark and grounded and realistic, so let's make the entire cinematic universe dark and grounded and realistic, but that's not the case. It feels like they're trying to base the success of their extended universe all on Batman. And I can't stress this enough, they're not staying true to the spirit of their characters. They're trying to be different, but in doing that, they're butchering their own characters, as I said earlier in the video. It's crazy, and I'm hating, concerning the movies, only the movies, I'm hating DC and Warner Brothers for what they're doing. Yeah, Zack Snyder has some creative ideas, but in the end, he's just not the man for the job, and that's why that's why I just had to make this video and you know, talk and tell you guys, hey, this petition is a thing. Go and support it, please, because if you love these characters and if you are on board with this, here's the thing to do it. If you feel like you need to do something to stop this, to help these characters that you've loved so much, that you've grown up with, here's the thing to do it. Go to change.org, search up Zack Snyder in the search bar, and it should be the first one that comes up. Sign it. There's promotion, things like you can promote it if you have the money, but you don't have to do that. You can just sign it. You know, put your email address in, stuff like that, and then that'll go towards it, and you can share it on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. Just do it. So what I think that Warner Brothers and DC need to take a step back. They need to reevaluate everything. They need to slow down, okay? Stop rushing, okay? Because superheroes are not meant to be just made for money. They're meant to inspire people, meant to be a solid story that inspires the good in people. And I think that's all that Warner Brothers and DC are worried about now. It's just the money. They're not worried about making a solid story or making inspiring characters or heroes and stuff like that. They're just all worried about the money, 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 money. And I think that mindset is, amongst other mindsets, is one of the things that is pulling them down and making them, you know, setting them up for failure. Anyway, please go down, like and comment on this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Also to let you guys know, because this is as far as to my knowledge and to your knowledge, this is the last time that I'm talking about Batman v Superman or anything DC related until Suicide Squad. So that is a wrap. I'm going to stop talking about DC and anything Batman vs Superman related. Now it's Marvel month. Captain America Civil War comes out this month, and I'm going to start my X-Men movie reviews leading up to X-Men Apocalypse, so stick around for that, and I will catch you guys later.